Hola YouTubers, Shalom. It's Mackie, coming to you live because it's Friday from my house. Not at school at the moment, obviously. As you can see, I'm in a completely different place. Now, we're moving on to a lighter note today. I had a lovely second commenter, his name is David, who requested that I do a top 10 for teen crushes. He says he wants to know how to talk to a lady friend of his who he has an eye on. So, I understand females are hard to talk to. We can be scary sometimes. So, hopefully this top 10 will help you. Let's start things off. Point number 1. You just have to chill. This is my first point because, honestly, the more you psych yourself out, the less likely you are to talk to her or him. Psyching yourself out isn't good in general. Stress isn't good in general. Not a good idea to put yourself in that situation. Just try to, take a few deep breaths, realize, you're talking to just a human being who's your age. I understand it's hard, but just, I guess, try to sort of psych yourself out. Get in the mindset of, okay, I'm going up and I'm going to say hi. Don't psych yourself out. The more you think about it, the worse it's going to be. Don't freak out. You have to remain calm. Just try your best to remain calm. Do what it is you have to do. Deep breaths, talking to yourself in the mirror, talking to a stuffed animal, pretending it's her. I don't know. I don't know any of your lives. So, do what it is that you need to do to remain calm. Point number 1. Pretty simple. Point number 2, moving on. The worst thing that they can say is no. Honestly, if you get hit with the, oh, I have a boyfriend card, or the friend zone, it's really, that's the worst that's going to happen to you. Honestly, if you come up to a girl and you ask her out, we're not going to get mad at you. We're not going to bite your head off. Honestly, we love attention. Especially girls. We tend to have higher insecurities, I feel, so women love compliments. The fact that you're asking her out at all, even if she says no, she's going to be flattered. So don't be worried about being embarrassed. She's not going to laugh at you, I promise, even if she tells you no, or friend zones you. She's not going to laugh at you. She's not going to be mean, unless she, and honestly, if she is, you don't want to go out with her in the first place, okay? If she is mean to you, I say get over her. There's someone better for you. Any normal, nice human being would be flattered to have someone ask them out. So, you're not going to get your head bit off. Don't worry. If you think about that, that may make it easier to talk to her. Just know, nothing bad's going to happen, honestly. That's more the point I'm making. Nothing bad will happen. The worst that they can say is no, I promise you. Nothing bad will come of it. Moving on to point number 3. Get to know him or her first. This may make it easier to talk to them, simply because if you're friends with them, A, it's less pressure, and B, it's better for you in the long run, because especially if you are not familiar with your crush, especially for you, particular David, since you're in 6th grade, you just got to middle school. If you don't know your crush that well, then it's probably best to get to know them first. Because, for all you know, if you get to know them, you may not like them. She may be a bitch, honestly. She may not be the most nice person, or he. So, best to get to know them, and it's easier to drift apart as friends than it is to break up with a boyfriend or girlfriend once you're in a relationship. So, if you're friends first, that may work out. Also, it'll score you cool points because you'll already know them. You'll just get to know them in general. It's the best thing to do. Don't just jump into a relationship with a person you don't know. That's stupid, especially if you're a teenager. Very, very, very stupid. You should always get to know someone first. Now, moving on. Point number 4. If she's taken or he is taken, your crush in general is taken, it's not the end of the world. Like I said in the last point, be friends first. just, I know it's difficult, but this is the point in a relationship where you have to be patient. Either one of two things is being told to you. One is either that that person is not the right one for you, or that person, or you are not meant to be with that person at that moment. And honestly, if someone's taken, it may work out in your favor. You never, that's the thing with relationships and with crushes, you never know what is going to happen in the future. They may be, David over here's girl, maybe with Chad, but then, and don't get bummed, because who knows, Chad may screw her over in the future, and then look, you've been her friend all this time, you've been there for her, you never know what's gonna happen, so, if they're taken, honestly, it's not the end of the world. At that point, you can assess the situation, whether you want to wait it out or not. If you don't, that's perfectly okay. Some people are not patient. Patience is a virtue that you need to use in relationships. However, some people have more of it than others. So, but if she's taken, that's not the end of the world. I promise you, it's not the end of the world. However, I will mention the fact that you do have to respect that person's relationship until she or he is out of it. That's my main thing. I'm not encouraging you to go after people in relationships. It's okay to have feelings and have crushes on people who are in relationships. However, you need to respect that relationship. Don't meddle. That's not cool. So, that's point number 4. Now, point number 5. I've semi-alluded to this. Everything happens for a reason. You may have someone fall out of the sky. You never know. If your crush is meant to be with you, they're meant to be with you. But I find a lot of times in relationships, it's a lot up to fate. However, if it does not work out, use it as a learning experience. Get stronger, wiser, smarter, or, as one philosopher West would put it, better, longer, faster, stronger. And yeah, everything happens for a reason. There's a person for everyone. A right person for everyone, I feel. People in middle school, honestly, they break up and get together all the time. But in addition to that, I've seen people who have been married at like 27, 28 years old that have been together since middle school. Hell, my boyfriend Zach and I met in middle school. We didn't get together till senior year of high school, but that doesn't really matter. I've known him since middle school. He's liked me since middle school. I just didn't know. So you never know. You never know in that situation. And I'm going to do a part 2, and we will pick this up in the next part. Peace.